special edition is on South Africa, highlighting the tourism champions who burn the midnight oil with their passion for South Africa. South Africa is a kaleidoscope of unique, iconic, hidden gems intertwined with world-renowned top 10 attractions, namely the Kruger National Park, Table Mountain, Robben Island, Cape Winelands, the Drakensberg, Isimagaliso Wetlands Park, the Durban Golden Mile, Blade River Canyon, Vilakazi Street, which is home to 3 Nobel Peace Prize winners, namely Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and Albert Luthuli. South Africa also is the foremost suppliers of gold and diamonds to the world. Or you can choose to sip wine at a famous wine farm, or consider the birthplace of world democracy and follow the footprints of legends like Mandela and Gandhi to victorious freedom. We offer a diversity of cultures, delectable cuisine like biltong, boerewors, malva pudding, chakalaka, braai and bunny chow. And our unique, captivating attractions are also on the menu. As a country, South Africa continues to inspire ourselves and the world with unique, new, better ways of overcoming challenges. Innovation inspires new ways to discover the roots of life, best describing the natural character, values and fabric of the people. Tourism is everyone's business in South Africa.
Our special series is dedicated to South Africa, and we are celebrating Women's Month. And today we have a champion for Women's Month, one of our tourism stalwarts that works in the frontline trenches. Welcome, Margi Biggs, my good friend from Cape.
Bunny, it's good to be with you today.
Well, you're looking as elegant and lovely as always.
Oh, thank you.
You are indeed a very, very special tourism champion. Your business has been in operation for 30 years. You're an award-winning woman. Your accolades are amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, you were given the title of Woman of the Year in 2012 for the Checkers Woman of the Year. That is absolutely incredible and amazing. And also for your food and wine tourism conference. Margi, you are indeed one of the champions in the tourism industry. And we are so fortunate and blessed to have you inspiring us all the time. So now let's look at the past. Pre-COVID, in the last 2 years, what was your tourism highlights and your footfalls in your area in terms of tourism?
Oh, Bunny, I really must say that I love what I do, and is to pass over to younger people the lessons that I learned. Tourism is none of us know it all. And so we learn as we go. And so one of my passions has been to teach younger people in the business about the lessons that I learned. So thank you for that compliment. The last couple of years, I've been doing some new things because I think that we all need to grow. And by doing new things, we grow and we learn. And it keeps our passion alive. And so what I've been doing is, one of the things I did was I started what I called the Karoo Cooks Tours. And I took people on tours into the platteland, into the hinterland, for them to meet the people who are involved in food in the far outlying areas. And it was really such fun. I did it for a local magazine, and we took these groups out, and it was just such fun. And I learned so much about cooking about making dishes that are come from those areas, about how they handle the produce that comes from those areas, and that was really great fun. And then on a more serious level, of course, I was involved with other of my colleagues, other PCOs, in fact, some of whom you know, Ripcord Promotions, Estelle, and Eastern Sun, Denise. And I handled huge events for them and pre and post conference touring for them, which is a much more serious business kind of work. And that I really enjoyed working with them, because I believe that we need to collaborate in our industry. And that for me was not only fun, but it was also serious business. And I love doing big projects where we have to do really very careful planning, because for me, that's also very interesting when, you know, it's the detail it's the detail that's important. So that was really great. And then, of course, my own project, which is the Wine and Food Tourism Conference, which this year is in its 5th year. And of course, this year it's going to be very different.
Margi, that's amazing. This is why you are such an incredible person, is that you have applied yourself into so many, your basket of offerings is just fascinating. Do you want to just elaborate a little bit more on your wine and tourism conference? For this year, you said
absolutely.
It was going to be.
Yes, I'd love to. You know, a number of years ago, I noticed that there was a need in the food and wine industry for some training, essentially, and for an opportunity, for a platform, really, for people in that industry to exchange ideas. And so I started the conference to look at a number of areas. The first year, actually, we looked at the essence of collaboration, because it was an industry that was operating in silos, where people were not working together. And so we had a 2-day conference looking at that area of how can we work together, how can we collaborate within the industry. In the second year, we looked at service excellence, because that is always an area in tourism that we can improve. And so that whole conference was on service excellence. I always bring out at least 2, if not 3 speakers from various parts of the world to bring best practice to South Africa so that we can learn from the best. In the third year, we looked at another area. And so each year we look at a different part of what is needed in our industry. And I bring in the best speakers. And we also, of course, have South African speakers who also know what they're talking about, bring to the platform the best information, and so the industry improves year by year. This year, of course, is going to be very different, because obviously we can't have the normal conference. We used to have the conference at Sphere, but this year we're going to have a hybrid conference. It's going to be a hybrid virtual conference, and we're going to have it in a studio in Jamestown, which you may know is an old, very old township just outside of Stellenbosch. And there is a new studio there, a sound studio, and we're going to have it there. We'll have an audience, just a very small audience of 10 to 15 people. And we'll have the speakers right there. So it'll be more like a TED Talks kind of event rather than a Zoom event. And then all the other delegates will, of course, be virtually attending. So that's how I'm going to organize it for this year. And it'll be on the 30th of September. We're only opening the registration in 2 weeks' time. So then everything will be on the website. And I'm very excited about this year. But also part of this conference is something that I instituted last year, which is an awards program. And that is has been very, very successful, because I believe that we need to recognize people and institutions and wine farms and restaurants and hotels and individuals who are doing good work in our industry. So we have 3 categories where we honor people who are doing this good work. And so in this year, we'll be honoring people who are doing good work in innovation, and also those doing good work in sustainability. And that's our new award, which is being sponsored by WWF. And we're very excited about that. And then, of course, the authentic South African experience, because that is part of what we need to showcase to the world. And it's important that we showcase what we're doing in the area of food and wine. So those are the three areas that this year we're going to be showcasing. Also, this award program is not a winners takes all kind of program. We have 3 honorees in each category. And normally we would have a category for service excellence. But clearly this year we can't do that because we can't go out to the various facilities to measure service excellence. So this year we won't be having that category. But as from next year, it will be reinstituted. And this award will be closing, the entries for this, the nominations for this will be closing on this coming Friday. So if there's still people out there that want to enter, they can do so until this Friday, 7th of August.
I'm looking forward to that very much. And I think, Margi, you have shown that through collaboration, you have gained the success, and also sustainability in tourism is gaining momentum. And by you taking the virtual hybrid conference to the township area, that indeed is going to create a lot more interest in the whole conference. I'm quite sure of that. Now, Margi, looking forward, what would be your, I mean, you always are so exciting, you have such exciting products. What would be your new projects that you're looking into? Are there any tips that you can give through to prospective clients and customers?
Well, you know, at the moment, I think we're all just breathing. You know, I'm looking to the forward, and I have got a very big project that I'm working on, but I'm afraid I can't share it just yet. But it's an African-wide project. And the reason being that I believe we need to work with our neighbors. I think that's very important, that as South Africa, you know, for a very long time, we treated ourselves as an island. And I think for the future, we need to work with our neighbors, to work with the countries around us. So if I were to say, what would be my tip for the future? It would be to work with other countries around us. And also, if we're based in Cape Town, to work with the other towns around us. And if we're working in the Western Cape, to work with the other provinces around us. So I think that that's important. To me, the future is about collaboration. I think it's about looking at more than just ourselves. I think it's about sharing. I think it's about, it's about sharing. I think that's what the future's about. And I think that's for all and everyone.
A true South African Ubuntu person. Margi, you want to tell us a little bit more about your wonderful project, Maggi Explores?
Oh yeah, well it's actually quite amusing because, you know, when lockdown started, the first 3 weeks I started a sourdough starter, and I started baking bread, and I tidied my house, and I connected with friends I hadn't spoken to for a long time, and I did the usual things. And then I thought, how do I stay in contact with my clients, with people I still want to meet? How do I do the connection? So with my little A70 Samsung phone, I started at home making little vlogs, which are blogs on video. And I started this thing called Maggi Explores. And it's about people and places and ideas, about things that interest me. And they're short. They're sort of 2.5 minutes to 5 minutes. And I post them once a week. I have a website called margi-explores.co.za. And they really are just things that interest me. And they've really taken off. So I've only done 13. But already I have a viewership of just over 3,000 people who are watching, which is quite something. And I do things in a very simple way. I don't have huge equipment. But what is interesting is that people have contacted me and said, we like what you're doing, and we'd like to work with you. So again, it goes back to collaboration. So I have Maggie, who's from the African Travel Network, who's actually been shooting a few of these with me. Sometimes I go out and shoot, you know, I'm careful, obviously, under these conditions when we do that. And other times I actually do it at home, and I do it on Zoom, and I ask people to send me pictures. And we do it in a very simple way. And sometimes it's like I did one about a musician last week. this week I went out to Telegraph, and tomorrow I'm going to be shooting in a store in Stellenbosch. And so they're all just about things that interest me. So, I did a shoe shop about an amazing woman who exports shoes all over the world, but she hand makes. And so they just, these things, I did this lovely little hotel in Craddock for the taste taster. And, so it's about the people, it's about the work they do. But also what pleases me is that I have the opportunity to advance other people and their businesses as well. So it's also about collaborating. I'm keeping myself entertained. I'm keeping myself busy with positive things. I'm keeping myself in the public eye, and out there I'm talking to my clients. And at the same time, I'm promoting other people's businesses. So it's really a win-win-win.
Absolutely amazing, Margi. I must tell you that I am a fan of your Maggi Explores. I enjoy it very much. It's very informative. So I'll urge a lot of people that will be watching this video to log on and experience Maggi Explores. I think you are one of the most creative and innovative people. And through all your collaboration, this is why your projects are so interesting. Never mind the success. The success always comes with you. But the interest that is created is fascinating. Margi, in closing, what would be your message to the industry, to your clients?
Well, I think the most important thing is we must be kind. We must be kind and we must carry on in whatever way we can.
Oh, that is the most humanly wonderful message. Typical Margi. Margi, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your guidance, your passion, and for all the work that you do for South Africa and the world in tourism, and especially in the wine industry. Thank you for sharing this time with us. And I would like to wish you everything of the best for the future, for all your endeavors. And this is Bunny Bhoola wishing you all farewell from the Dope News on our series African Voices on the Roadmap to Growth. Thanking you. Bye.